Today is November 4th, 2018. This is the spiritual reading for the week of November 4th, 2018. Don't mind the mess behind me. I am going through Christmas stuff so that way I can try and celebrate Christmas this year without my son. So from there, let's just jump right into the reading. It's definitely going to be a lot of mom to son today, only because of what I'm experiencing. It just seems that I've gravitated spirits to that nature. So, okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so Billy M., your dad wants you to know that he does miss you terribly and that it really was an accident, his death, and nobody is at fault, yet it seems to be that that is the thought process, and he wants you to know it truly was an accident. And you don't have to forgive anybody if you don't want to, but you would be healthier if you do. Okay. So this one is a little tougher because I have like three young males trying to talk at once. So someone needs to back off. Okay, so Sean wants his mom and dad to know that he was stupid when he died and that the accident that occurred was partly his fault. It wasn't completely the other person's fault of cutting it out in front of him, that it actually is his fault as well, speeding and also slightly under the influence. Okay, so Perry wants his mom to know that he hears her every day, that every time she calls his name or even thinks about him, that he is immediately there, and that she is still not doing so well with his loss, and he wants you to make sure that you are getting help, which I see that you are, but you're not being honest with the counselor and the group about how you're feeling and what you're experiencing. And the only way you can truly heal is to be 100% honest. And if you can't do it with the counselor and the group and your husband, then just do it to yourself. Do a fire ceremony to open things up and to become free. Nick wants his mom to know that it's okay to be mad. Um, it's okay to be frustrated, and it's definitely okay to be sad. You're holding back your anger regarding a lot of things regarding his death, and that's not healthy for you either. You still have to process them. You still have to allow them to surface. Okay. Next one is Alex. He also wants his brother to know that there was nothing you could have done to avoid this from happening. That yes, you had given him the money that he used for the drugs, but in the end, he still would have done it. He would have found the money, he would have borrowed it, he would have done something to get it. Um, to let go of that guilt because he would have found a way. Okay. Michael wants, I'm sorry, I'm not using last names because they weren't giving them, but Michael W. wants his parents to know that he's sorry that his death has caused the divorce, and it truly was his death. It doesn't usually occur because there's always problems prior to that, but in his situation, his death truly was the reason for your divorce because the two of you lost communication after that. And specifically, mom, you started to resent dad in how he was not expressing his feelings and emotions with things. And in the end, that just wasn't good for you either. Um, he hopes that you two can eventually find happiness either with somebody new or each other. But he wants both of you to be happy and not be stuck in the situation that you are in. So, since overall the spiritual messages this week are regarding loss of children, whether, yeah, loss of children, it turned into just that, and the parental emotions that we're experiencing, I can actually attest to that. You have to just feel what you're feeling, whatever emotion that is, and feel it and then let it out. We don't let it out, we hold it in because maybe in that moment we couldn't scream or cry or whatever when it surfaced. And that's okay too. But at the end of the day, you need to get it out. So cry into a pillow, scream into a pillow, go to bed early and watch a sad movie if you have to, just so that way you can let the tears out. But then think of why you're sad as well. Fire ceremonies are great for getting things out. As a myofascial release therapist, I also understand how emotional pain turns into physical pain. And so it's important to get treated for myofascial release and then let the traumas resurface within yourself. So there's a lot of layers here. And anyone that wants to reach out to me via email or even call me to talk that's going through grief itself, I can tell you what I'm doing to help, but in the end, it is a process and it's a journey that each one of us has to take alone. There's no one that can help us through our own individual pain. We can go to counseling and groups and, talk to people, but again, you have to be completely honest with yourself and allow those feelings to surface, no matter what that feeling is, or verbalize how you're feeling, which in some cases can be very detrimental because we don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. Yet at the same time, that's what people are there for. At least we should have at least one person we can voice that. So stay strong, everybody. Get help when you need it. And for those that are struggling with substance abuse, no matter what the abuse is, every day is a new day to try something new. And in the end, for you guys, you also need to process your feelings and your hurts as well. Because most of you, that's why you turned to substance abuse. So, feeling is definitely healing, no matter how painful it actually is.